Hi beautiful souls, and welcome to my mini masterclass series for Lightworkers. I hope you're doing well and this video serves you. I just wanted to chat a bit about lightworkers and types of lightworkers there are out there. And if the term lightworker is new to you, don't worry. The term lightworker just sort of encompasses the idea that there are spiritual beings on this planet here to help with the transformation, where we're going to learn how to tap into our soul gifts and learn how to share our light. And lightworkers can be in many different types of jobs, many different backgrounds. Lightworkers don't necessarily fit into the stereotype of somebody who is your typical maybe hippie or your 60s type hippie. A lightworker is somebody who feels a deep calling to connect to their soul and a deep calling to share their light. And the term lightworker came to me quite a number of years ago when I was sort of first on the spiritual path, and it just resonated with me so much because it really fitted into how I was feeling at the time. Because I had been going through a tough time, I was feeling lost, I was feeling disconnected. But ever since I was a young child, I felt like there was some sort of mission that I was here to do. And that was very confusing for me because I felt different from the people around me, the children around me, my family. And I felt like I was very much the black sheep of my family because I may have been a little bit odder from their perspective, but really I was just a very spiritual child. I felt a deep connection to angels and nature, and I always felt like there was something I was here to do. And that may resonate with you because maybe you have always felt that as well. You've always felt different. You've always felt like you're not sure where you fit in. So I'm going to just chat a bit about the different light workers there are, and this isn't sort of a list of all the types of light workers out there. It's just limited to the ones that, you know, fall in that broader category. And the first one is a writer. So a light worker who is a light writer is someone who feels called to share their stories, their thoughts, their dreams, their vision with the world through the written word. So they could be inspired by, as a child, they could be inspired by the books they read and feel really called to be an author or a blog writer or somebody who maybe writes in a magazine. And really they just feel called to inspire and help other people. And they feel a deep calling to write down their thoughts. So maybe as if you're a writer, you're a natural writer for blogs, or you naturally want to just write your thoughts down in journals, or you like to write down your dream journals. So that is a writer. And the next one is a healer. And this is the type of light worker I felt more connected to when I first started on this path as a healer. Because it was through Reiki that I felt this massive opening in my own energy, and I really learned Reiki to help heal myself first. And that is often how healers fall into that path, is because they may have gone through a very difficult time where either physically, mentally or emotionally they have gone through some sort of trauma, and they're having to figure out a way to work on healing themselves and making themselves feel whole again. And in order to do that, they're on a spiritual journey where they're learning maybe different holistic therapies and working out ways to bring healing back into their body. So they naturally have this ability for the healing path, and they find that it works for them. And then once they start working, healing themselves, feel called to help heal other people. So healers can be somebody who doesn't often maybe know that they're a healer. They just feel like they're called on to learn more about energy healing, about Reiki, about angel healing, about different types of energy work that can help bring that mind, body, spirit back into balance. Another one is a teacher. And a teacher is somebody who is maybe very wiser beyond their years. Maybe as a child they were very much aware of what's really wrong in the world, and they feel like they have a deep understanding of human nature, but at the same time they feel a deep confusion because things like anger, war, sadness, grief, pain that is so common, that we see every day on this planet, is very much confusing for somebody who is a natural teacher, because they think, why don't they know how to live in harmony? So a teacher is somebody who is likely to have had many lifetimes on this planet. They have learned how to clear and heal their karma, their own inner blocks, and work on transforming themselves. And so they feel called to do deep spiritual transformation work for themselves so that they can do this work on other people. And a teacher just naturally has a good way of sharing their voice, unlike me, who always stumbles on my words when I'm trying to talk. But a teacher is somebody who is natural at sharing their voice, at sharing their ideas, and people feel naturally drawn to them because of what they're saying resonates so much with them. Another one that's very much like a teacher is sort of a counsellor slash coach. And this is somebody who inspires other people sort of through the power of their own story and vision. And the person that comes to mind with this, that most people are quite well known, is Gabby Bernstein, where she started off just coaching and helping people by using her own transformation. So often when she's talking about her blocks and how she was able to overcome them, and in that way she inspires others to do the same. A counsellor and coach also has a natural ability to see within somebody's soul, so they see their natural ability and they know how to coax and get that person to connect to their soul gifts, and start overcoming blocks. Another one is a body worker, which is kind of like a healer, but a body worker believes very much in healing the physical body. A body worker is naturally in tune with things like yoga, Pilates, Qigong, where they're learning to work with balancing the mind, body and physical. So it's just about learning that everything needs healed. It's not just mind or the spirit, but the body as well. And that's an integral part to spiritual work, is learning to trust and love your body more. So a body worker feels very connected to that kind of way of living, and they inspire others because maybe they've transformed their body or they've healed their body in some way. And finally, we have a spiritual light worker. And a spiritual light worker is somebody who has always felt a deep connection to different spiritual paths. It might be that they've read so many books or wisdoms about different traditions. It could be Buddhism, Wicca, Celtic, ancient Egypt. They just feel this deep affinity that all religions on this planet and all spiritual paths point to one road. And they don't feel called to just going down one specific path or feeling like they're boxed in on one specific path. A spiritual light worker understands that all paths are as important as each other, as long as they're based on the premise that love, compassion and connection is their foundations. So they feel called to understand and learn different spiritual paths, and by doing that they're able to share wisdom to much more people and share their voice and their healing powers to much more people, because they're able to understand humanity at a deeper level. They understand ancient religions and ancient traditions and how we can use and utilize that wisdom into our present world. So that's sort of all the light workers I've kind of looked into. There's a lot more, but that's kind of just covers quite a few of the main types of light workers. And if you feel drawn to the light worker path, there's no specific way to kind of do this path, do this work. It really sort of requires you to do work on yourself first. And once you start clearing your own blocks and transform your own energy and learn how to work with energy for yourself, you might feel called to working on a certain path and maybe using this path as a way to help others and also as a way to support yourself. A lot of light workers have issues with abundance and money, there's certainly a lot of blocks within Lightworkers where they ask for money for their services, but you've done the work on yourself. If you've done the work on yourself, then you are more than qualified to help other people. It may be you need to take on extra qualifications or learning. For myself, I've had a lot of training over the years. I've done Reiki, I've done angel healing, angel teacher training, I've done Sikhem, which is ancient Egyptian healing, I've done emotional freedom techniques, meditation courses, and goddess work. So there's a lot that I've done, but I think the biggest thing that I've learned is the inner work on myself. Once I learn how to do that work on myself, then I can start sharing and teaching other people how to do this work too, to transform their lives, because that is what a light worker is here to do. You're here to share your light, so that means that you have to learn how to connect to your light first before you can share it. So you need to have a deeper understanding of what your light is and what gifts you have to share. So I hope this sort of helps you kind of give that a foundation for an understanding of what that is. And next time in Masterclass, I'll be talking about tools for light workers, which will include some crystals and how we can use our spiritual tools to help us have a bit more clarity and help us kind of clear our own stuff so we can really start connecting to our light worker gifts. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and share it, or join my mailing list if you haven't already, and you can get access to my free meditation which is specifically for light workers. And I thank you so much for your time. Bye.